Well, Tony, thank you very much for joining us today. I really appreciate you taking time from your busy schedule to be with us here at Emory and at Grady and tell us where we are. And thanks again for all you're doing and for guiding the response at the president's level, at the White House level. It is really an honor and for all of us to see you up there, and really makes us feel that we are in the right track when we are on your hands. So tell us, where are we in the research response to this epidemic?
Well, Carlos, thank you. I mean, obviously, the people that you deal with are the people who are really in the trenches on the ground, doing the really difficult work of responding from a public health and clinical standpoint. But while that's going on, there are a number of things at various levels of the research agenda, as you call it. And that's really everything from understanding the ever-evolving pathogenesis of this disease. I think the more we get experience with it, the more we realize of the protean and varied manifestations, the duration of symptoms, the post-viral asthenia symptoms that people are getting, the strange, unusual, and still unexplained pathophysiological phenomenon, microthrombi, Kawasaki-type syndromes in children. All of that's part of the research agenda to understand the natural history. The thing that people most relate to is the development of therapeutics and vaccines, interventions that we will have. One of the things that I'm sure, because I know you and your team there have been very much involved with, is the testing of therapeutics, with remdesivir, which I think you all know very well, was only a modest step in the right direction in a select group of individuals who are hospitalized patients with lung disease. That, to me, is as much a proof of concept than it is a drug that is going to really solve many of our problems, because it proves that an antiviral can actually have a positive impact, as modest as it was, in decreasing the time to recovery. There's another study, which I know you all are involved with, which is Act 2, using remdesivir in combination with a drug that blocks inflammatory response. So I think that would be important. And the research agenda goes on. There are a number of other agents that will soon be coming into testing, or even that is already in testing. Other repurposed drugs, convalescent plasma, hyperimmune globulin, monoclonal antibodies. These are all the things that are lining up in different protocols to be able to determine their potential use, both therapeutically as well as from a prophylactic standpoint. And then there's obviously the whole vaccine agenda. Today, which is the 18th, as we're speaking, of May, the data were announced by Moderna company in one of the several vaccine trials that are out there, namely the phase 1 immunogenicity and safety data on 2 of the doses of the mRNA candidate that actually look good with regard to neutralizing titers. I mean, it's a step in the right direction. As researchers, we've always got to be careful. You can't jump the gun and think you have something that's really a showstopper until you've absolutely proven in multiple ways that you're getting a clinical advantage from it. But those are just some of the things that are going on with research in parallel with the kinds of things that healthcare providers do every day to be able to contain and care appropriately for the outbreak.
Absolutely. And I think, again, also today is a very unique day because we've heard the results of the DSMB from the cabotegravir HPTN 083 study. And as a site that participated in that study, that is incredibly exciting to see. And again, it emphasizes how research really changes practice and really take us to where we need to be, and how research will be. In my mind, research is the exit to get us out of this problem.
Yeah, I mean, that is true. And I have to tell you, to all of your and my colleagues who might be listening to this town hall, as I do spend a lot of time at the White House, in the broader picture as part of the task force, in public health and other measures, the one thing that just keeps coming home to me is that without the science and the research, we wouldn't have the ultimate solution to these issues, because that's what's going to solve this. All of the other things that are being done are absolutely critical. But if you really want to get your arms around it and end it and really get to the point where it's not something we all have to worry about, it's the science that's going to get us there.
And with that, we'll end. Thank you very much, Tony. Again, appreciate you leading the Institute and more importantly, to leading the response to this very difficult pandemic. We appreciate all you've done.
Thank you, Carlos, and thank all of your colleagues down there for all the extraordinary things that they're doing. You guys are the real heroes in this. A lot of people don't know who you are individually, but in my mind and in the mind of the country, you're my heroes.
Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate you taking your time.
Take care.